Look at me. Listen carefully. Your presence is your first message. It is already speaking for or against you. Write this down. Before your mouth opens, your life is broadcasting. Your shoulders are preaching. Your rhythm is testifying. Your gaze is prophesying. Your order is announcing your government. Leadership is recognized in silence. Say it with me. My presence will speak before my mouth opens. I am not after a crowd tonight. Crowds are easy to gather and quick to scatter. Jesus fed them, and they thanked him with appetite, not allegiance. He turned to 12 and asked, will you also go away? Because he never trusted crowds. My real love is the remnant in this room who came to train. If you want entertainment, there is a talk show somewhere with applause built in. This is not that. This is a practicum in kingdom presence. We are not here to be impressed. We are here to be transformed. Write this down. Training before titles. Formation before fame. Presence before pronouncement. Let me make you uncomfortable, because comfort keeps you average. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Some of you have tolerated being invisible, tolerated being misread, tolerated rooms that diminish you because you never calibrated your presence. That ends tonight. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. The king sent you as an envoy to time. The first announcement of an envoy is not a paragraph, it's a presence. Isaiah says, arise, shine, for your light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon you. Arise first, shine next, then nations come to your light. Presence precedes platform. In Genesis 1:26, the manufacturer revealed the design. Let us make man in our image, Selim, after our likeness, Demuth. And let them have dominion, Ida. Image, likeness, dominion. That is not religion. That is identity. Write this down. Dominion is not noise. It is evidence. Authority carried before a word is spoken. The king placed his imprint on you so you could arrive without apology. When a lion walks into a field, he doesn't send a memo. His presence reorganizes the environment. Attitude rearranges everything. That is why Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Not so he will be when he talks, but so is he right now, silent, standing, seeing. We are going to practice, because I am not here to tickle your intellect. Stand up. Yes, all of you. Feet planted beneath your hips. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your sternum. Don't lift your chin yet. Now level the chin, not arrogant, just aligned. Unlock your knees. Place your hands at your sides, not hiding, not fidgeting. Breathe in slowly through your nose. Fill the bottom of your lungs. Hold 2 counts. Exhale like you mean it. Again. Now freeze. Do you feel the room shifting? Of course you do. Presence organizes atmosphere. You did not say a word, but your body said, I remember who I am. Write this down. Posture is the first paragraph of your purpose. Your spine tells the truth. Your mouth is afraid to say. Some of you have been begging with your shoulders while praying with your lips. That contradiction ends now. The scripture declares in 1 Samuel 16:7 that man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. The Lord checks the hard drive. Men read the screen. Fix the heart. Yes. But know this. People read the screen first. Your presentation is the wrapper on your revelation. Say it with me. My presence will not betray my purpose. I hear somebody thinking, but doctor, God knows my heart. Yes. And the boardroom doesn't. The customs agent doesn't. The judge, the teacher, the client, the community don't. They read presence. Jesus said, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. See before hear. Sight before speech. Light before language. Write this down. Visibility is not vanity when it is stewardship. Your presence is not for ego, it is for assignment. I will be blunt. Religious people are problems because they hide in noise. They think volume is value. They sing loud and walk small. They shout in church and shrink in culture. That hypocrisy is over for you. The kingdom is quiet power. It is yeast in the dough, salt in the pot, a seed in the soil, silent, potent. I have walked into rooms where no one knew my name, and the conversation changed. Not because of charisma. Don't be impressed with charisma. The Greeks said it was the gift of the gods used for manipulation, but because of clarity. Write this down. Clarity creates gravity. Gravity draws. You don't chase, you attract by order. Say it with me. I am not here to impress. I am here to govern my atmosphere by alignment. Again, my presence will speak before my mouth opens. Louder. The world will read my order and meet my king. Sit down with that same spine. Do not release it. I am training your nervous system to remember dominion. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Your presence must be employed by your work, not rented out by your job. If they fire you, your presence must still preach. Toleration bows, dominion stands. When you walk into your home tonight, do not announce yourself. Let your quiet order rearrange chaos. When you arrive at your workplace tomorrow, don't start with a complaint. Start with a breath and a spine. This is not theatrics. This is theology embodied. Now, I want you to write 3 words. Image, likeness, dominion. Underline them. Next to image, write identity. Next to likeness, write nature. Next to dominion, write function. Presence is identity and nature made. Visible before function speaks. What did I say? Presence is identity and nature made visible before function speaks. When those 3 align, your silence becomes a sermon and your gaze a decree. Say it with me one more time, and say it as if this night is your line of demarcation. My presence will speak before my mouth opens. I will not apologize for my assignment. I will not outsource my atmosphere. I am here to train, to align, to deploy. And my silence will carry authority until my words confirm it. Keep that spine. Keep that breath. Now we lay the foundation under your feet so you never again negotiate with a room for permission. Dominion before dialogue. Write this down. Authority is an identity, not an announcement. Before God gave you a mouth, He gave you an image. Before He assigned you a sentence, He stamped you with likeness. Then God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. That's Genesis 1:26. Circle image. Circle likeness. Draw an arrow to dominion. The Hebrew word there is radah, rule, reign, tread down. Not people control, but environment, governance. Not oppression, but order. He didn't say let us give them religion. He said let them have radah, plural assignment, species mandate. Write this down. God gave dominion to a class of being, not to a job title. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Say it with me. I am not an accident. I am an assignment. Again, louder, so your old mindset hears it. Leave. I am not an accident. I am an assignment. The manufacturer does not release a product without a purpose. This is why true leadership is self-discovery. You don't become a leader when someone gives you a mic. You become a leader when you meet yourself in God's original blueprint. You will never become a true leader until you are introduced to yourself. And where do you meet you? In the verse I just read. Image is who you are from God. Likeness is how you are from God. Dominion is what you are authorized to do on God's behalf before you ever speak. Let me correct a cultural lie. Many of you are chasing titles because your belief system has been colonized by applause. Write this down. Authority flows from image, not volume. That's why Jesus could stand up in Matthew 7:29 and they said, He taught as one having authority and not as the scribes. The scribes had volume, footnotes, quotations, regalia. He had identity. He was not performing status, he was expressing nature. In Luke 4:32, they were astonished because his word carried authority. Where did it come from? This is my beloved son. Image. Likeness. Then function. Sonship before sermon. Now hear this. The text does not say, let us make a pastor, a bishop, a CEO. It says, let us make man. In Hebrew, that concept is species Adam. And throughout the scriptures, you see issues of personhood, the being, not the business card. Dominion is baked into the species. This means your authority is older than your employment. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. If they strip the title, the image remains. If they cancel the meeting, the likeness still breathes. If they unfollow you, radar does not expire. Write it down. If authority can be taken, it was never yours. If it was given by God in image and likeness, it can only be ignored by you. Psalm 8 lifts the veil. What is man that you are mindful of him? You have made him a little lower than Elohim and crowned him with glory and honor. You made him to have dominion over the works of your hands. You put all things under his feet. That is royalty language. The crown precedes the conversation. You are crowned before you are clapped for. That is why I rebuke the spirit of performance in this room. Stop auditioning for places God already assigned you to govern. Stop raising your volume because your heart forgot its value. Write this down. Noise is the costume of insecurity. Order is the garment of kings. Let me give you a picture. A lion steps into a clearing. He does not apply for influence. He does not convene a committee. He stands in what he knows. The elephant is larger, faster, stronger. My eyes tell me fact. But the lion's belief system interprets fact through identity. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The lion's heart says, that's lunch. Attitude organizes the environment. Leadership is 80% mentality and 20% technique. You can study mechanics for decades and still be ignored if your image is unknown to your own soul. But the moment your belief aligns with your birthright, your silence gains weight. Rooms rearrange. Conversations recalibrate. Doors assume you belong and unlock. Say this with me. I lead by nature, not by noise. Again, I lead by nature, not by noise. Write this down. Dominion is not a decibel. It's design expressing itself accurately. That is why Romans 8:29 says we were predestined to be conformed to the image of his son. Conformed, not performed. Image first, then instruction. Nature first, then narration. Jesus didn't market himself, he manifested himself. That's the pattern. I'm going to offend some traditions, but you came for training, not comfort. Religious people are problems because they substitute rituals for reign. They hide behind choirs and committees because they never discovered image and likeness. They love the title assistant to the assistant deacon because it decorates emptiness. Leadership is born when toleration ends, when you stop tolerating borrowed status and demand your original self back. Write this down. Don't rent authority. Discover identity. Deploy nature. Fruit will introduce you. The king designed protocol for kings. When a monarch enters a room, he doesn't scream. Protocol and presence do the work. In the kingdom, protocol is alignment with image and likeness. Your posture, your order, your stillness, these are not theatrics. They are evidence that you know who sent you. Remember Isaiah's pattern. Arise. Shine. Nations come. You don't rise because nations are watching. Nations watch because you rose. Dominion before dialogue. Let me separate species from station. Your species is leader by design. Adam, Ish, Imago Dei. Your station is temporary. Teacher, manager, nurse, clerk, pastor, janitor. If your station changes, your species remains. So do not reduce your life to a business card. A $4 wire can shut a car down. Yes. But the car is still a car even when parked. Identity does not change because you stalled. When you reconnect alignment, image, and likeness, the engine of dominion ignites again. Write it down. I am not my role. I am my design. My design dictates my authority. I used to sleep on a floor with roaches as roommates. No title, no mic, no platform. But when I discovered Genesis 1:26, the room I was in could no longer define the royalty I was. My belief changed my bearing. My bearing changed my behavior. My behavior changed my borders. They began to call me what I already was because I arrived before I was announced. That's not charisma. That's clarity. Clarity creates gravity. Gravity draws. Say it with me. Kingdom authority is inherent identity expressed, not borrowed status performed. Again, slower. Make every word enter your bones. Kingdom authority is inherent identity expressed, not borrowed status performed. Now write this in bold. Authority flows from image, not volume. From likeness, not labels. From design, not dependency. When you stand up in who you are, you will not need to explain yourself. Your order will do the introductions. So here's your assignment before we move. Every morning this week, before you speak to a single person, speak to your origin. Stand, breathe, declare, I am image, I am likeness, I have dominion. Let your heart hear, your mouth confirming what heaven already decreed. Genesis authorized you. Psalm 8 crowned you. Romans 8 is conforming you. Now align you. Dominion before dialogue, because when identity leads, words are just signatures on decisions already made. Keep that alignment, because now I'm going after the engine under the hood. Write this down. Leadership is 80% mentality and 20% skill. Your body is just a loudspeaker of your belief system. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Not as he thinks in his head, but in his heart. Hebrew, live the subconscious, the autopilot, the operating system beneath your passwords. Whatever is programmed there will display here. Your spine is following your software. Your shoulders report to your subconscious. Your pace submits to your philosophy. This is why you can read books, take courses, get degrees, and still be ignored, because your body is telling the truth. Your mouth tries to edit. Say it with me. My body will always betray my belief. Again, slower. My body will always betray my belief. If your soul is convinced that you are less than, your head will tilt down 2 degrees when you enter. Your hands will fidget to find pockets. Your breath will get shallow. Your gait will become apologetic. If your heart is anchored in image and likeness, your alignment will stand at attention. This is not acting. This is agreement. When the heart believes, the body agrees. Let me expose the myth. Most people are performing confidence. They are posing with borrowed poses. But posing fatigues fast because it is borrowed power. Write this down. Performance drains. Conviction sustains. You are not going to sustain a presence if your heart is contradicting your mouth. Romans 12:2 says, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformed, metamorpho, change the form by changing the mind. When the mind upgrades, the manner updates. The form follows the firmware. Let me give you a jungle lesson. The lion sees the elephant. Your eyes speak giant. The lion's heart answers lunch. The elephant's strength is data. The lion's belief is interpretation. Attitude organizes anatomy. Watch the lion. No flinch, chest forward, gaze steady, tail calm. He is not heavier. He is not faster. He's not even the smartest. But he leads because he believes. Say it with me. Your eyes say that's an elephant. Your belief says that's lunch. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If the lion believed he was a snack, his anatomy would confess it, ears back, shoulders down, speed without aim, and the savannah would ignore him. Israel did this to themselves. Numbers 13. The spies returned and confessed, we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so we were in theirs. Read it again. In our sight first, then in theirs next. Believe broadcast. Your posture is a transmitter. You are telling the boardroom how to treat you before they open their mouths. You are preaching your theology of self in your stance at the bus stop. You are teaching your children your doctrine of worth by how you take up space at the dinner table. Write this down. Your body is the billboard of your belief system. Now let's do an instant audit. Right where you sit, don't move yet, notice. Where are your feet? Are they tucked under your chair as if you are apologizing for being here? Unfold them. Plant them under your hips. Where are your shoulders? Are they begging? Roll them back and let the chest remember royal breath. Where is your chin? Up too high is arrogance. Buried is shame. Level it, clarity. Where's your breath? If you can't hear it, it can't hear you. Breathe on purpose. In, 2 counts. Out, 4 counts. Feel the ground consent to your presence. You see, the room just recalibrated because you told the truth with your body. That's theology in motion. Write this down. Belief shapes breath. Breath shapes pace. Pace shapes perception. Perception shapes access. This is why some of you talk your way out of favor. You arrive tense. You breathe like a fugitive, and your feet outrun your assignment. The kingdom is not in a hurry. It is in authority. He leads me beside still waters, not frantic rapids. Your nervous system is waiting for permission to rest in royalty. Give it. I have sat with presidents, and I've sat on floors with roaches. The floor did not bend my belief. When my heart changed, my body learned a new language. I stopped entering rooms like a request and started arriving like a resource. That's a different theology. Say it. I am not a request. I am a resource. Again, I am not a request. I am a resource. When you believe that, your jaw unclenches. Your eyes stop searching for approval. Your walk stops auditioning. Your presence becomes provision. People feel safe. Why? Because your manner is telling the truth. Dominion is here to serve. Religious culture taught many of you to disown your body, to suspect your posture, to distrust your presence. That's why you shout on Sunday and shrink on Monday. Write this down. The kingdom does not cancel the body, it consecrates it. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, not the prison of your purpose. If the temple is slouched, the message is slouched. If the temple is frantic, the message is frantic. Steward the temple and it will preach without a microphone. Let me offend what needs to be offended. Whatever you tolerate in your heart, you will demonstrate in your body. Tolerate fear, and your gait will negotiate with thresholds. Tolerate shame, and your shoulders will become satellites, searching for a signal that never satisfies. Tolerate insignificance, and you will dress like a disappearing act and move like a rumor. Leadership is born when toleration ends. End the toleration of smallness in your heart. Your presence can't afford that theology anymore. Here is your quick rewiring protocol before any meeting, any classroom, any kitchen conversation. Step 1, reset belief. Whisper Genesis 1:26 to your heart. Image, likeness, dominion. Step 2, breathe. Royalty, slow, deep, diaphragmatic. Step 3, align feet grounded, spine lifted, chin level, shoulders relaxed. Step 4, aim the eyes. Choose a destination for your attention and let your gaze arrive first. Step 5, pace your entry. Don't rush into rooms you are assigned to rule. This is not performance, this is practice. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Renew first, then move. Say it with me right now and mean it. My heart sets my manner. My belief sets my body. My silence will tell the truth of what I believe. Again, my heart sets my manner. My belief sets my body. My silence will tell the truth of what I believe. If you change the belief, you don't have to memorize confidence. Your cells will volunteer it. If you repair the self-concept, you won't need to borrow somebody else's swagger. Your nervous system will remember Eden. Let me close this revelation with a warning and a promise. Warning. If you keep consuming content that insults your design, your body will carry the insult. Garbage in, slump out. Promise. If you feed your heart the manufacturer's manual, your body will advertise the brand. You have crowned him with glory and honor. Glory is weight. Honor is order. When glory rests on belief, order rests on bones. Rooms will not be able to misread you for long because fruit clarifies rumors. And your first fruit in any environment is your manner. Write this down in bold letters you can't ignore. Change the belief and the body will testify. That's not psychology only. That's kingdom theology. As you think in your heart, you are. So we fix the heart, then the hands, the face, the feet, the breath, all line up and preach without a word. That is dominion in silence. That is leadership recognized before language. And that is your assignment from this moment forward. Guard your heart, reform your belief, and let your presence tell the truth. Practice Lab 1. Write this down. Aligned posture is your first covenant with dominion. Your spine is the pen that signs an agreement between heaven's decree and earth's environment. Before you negotiate with a room, your bones must remember their oath. The scripture says in Ephesians 6:13-14, having done all to stand, stand therefore. The Greek word is histemi, fix, established, set in place. Posture is not performance, it is establishment. It is you setting kingdom order into your frame, so the environment receives instruction before you speak. Say with me, my spine carries my assignment. Again, my spine carries my assignment. Write this down. Slouch is silent surrender. Alignment is silent assurance. When you collapse, you confess. When you align, you affirm. Lift up your heads, O you gates, and be lifted up, you everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Psalm 24:7. Heads up, doors open. Posture precedes presence. Presence invites glory. This is more than ergonomics. This is theology. Now, technique. Because revelation without application is entertainment. Stand up. Yes, stand. Feet hip width apart, measured by your own hips, not the culture's opinion. Plant them like witnesses signing a legal document. Unlock your knees soft, not stiff. Kings are flexible, not fragile. Let your pelvis find neutral, not tucked like fear, not dumped like apathy. Imagine your tailbone heavy and your lower belly gently lifted. Lift the sternum. This is not puffed pride. It is priestly openness while keeping the ribs quiet. Glide your shoulder blades down your back as if sliding into the back pockets of your jacket. No pinching, just settling. Level the chin, neither sniffing the air of arrogance nor confessing the ground of shame. Imagine a string drawing the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Lengthen, don't strain. Breathe in through your nose, slow. Let the breath expand the lower ribs and the back, not just the chest. Exhale longer than you inhale. Hold that. Do not fidget. For 60 seconds, I want you to let your body preach. Breathe in, 2 counts, out 4. Again, in 2, out 4. Feel the breath deepen, feel the mind quiet. Your nervous system is reading a new liturgy. We are safe, we are sent, we are assigned. If distractions rise, do not negotiate. Return to breath. Return to bones. I will not count for you. I want your spirit to count. In this silence, your cells are remembering Eden. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified God. Luke 13. When the woman was loose, she stood up. Freedom has a shape. This is that shape. Now, stay standing and listen. Write this down. Posture is dominion made visible. Alignment of head, shoulders, and pelvis signals inner order. Your body becomes a billboard for your belief. If the billboard sags, the message surrenders. If the billboard stands, the message is secure. This is why the enemy loves to bend you. He cannot steal your image, but he will try to distort your broadcast. You must refuse. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Stop tolerating the slump of smallness. Stop renting your spine to fear. Say it with me. I do not negotiate my posture with insecurity. Again, I do not negotiate my posture with insecurity. Let's refine. Scan your feet. Are they gripping the floor in panic? Soften the toes. Authority does not claw. It occupies. Scan your knees. Are they locked in legalism? Soften. Scan the pelvis. Tilt until the front of the hips and the bottom ribs are in the same vertical plane. Scan your sternum. Lift without flaring. Scan your shoulders. Drop them like anchors, releasing tension into the earth. Scan your jaw. Unhinge it from anxiety. Scan your eyes. Let them settle on a horizon, not on the dust. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As your heart remembers identity, your structure reflects it. Histemi. Stand. Now, application. Sit without surrendering. When you sit, plant your feet again, align the pelvis to neutral on the seat bones, lift the sternum, glide the blades, level the chin. We are not performing for the room. We are governing the room by order. When you approach a door, do not arrive and then arrange yourself. Enter rooms already arranged. Write this down. Enter arrange. Never arrive to assemble. Insecurity negotiates posture with people's faces. Dominion keeps covenant with the manufacturer. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. 1 Corinthians 6:19. Temples do not hunch to be accepted. They stand to be encountered. Let me anchor this with a covenant statement. Say it with me. Aligned posture is my first covenant with dominion. Again, slower. Make your bones hear you. Aligned posture is my first covenant with dominion. One more time. My spine signs what my spirit believes. Good. That is more than a mantra. That is policy. Some of you were trained by trauma to fold. You apologized with your shoulders. You made yourself small to survive rooms that could not steward your greatness. Hear me. You are not in Egypt anymore. Deliverance is leaving the place. Freedom is leaving the posture. The Israelites left Pharaoh, but they kept bending to giants because their hearts were unhealed. Not you, not after this. The King of Glory crowns you with glory and honor. Psalm 8. Crowns require heads lifted, not hung. Write this down. Shame bends, sonship lifts. Slouch is silent surrender. Alignment is silent assurance. Now, a final drill. We will do this 60 again, but this time add movement discipline. From your aligned stand, take 3 small steps forward at a pace governed by breath. Inhale on step 1, exhale on steps 2 and 3. Pause. Scan alignment. Turn to your right without collapsing. Pivot from the hips, not the neck. Return. Turn left. Return. Sit down without spilling the crown. Feet planted. Pelvis neutral. Sternum lifted. Chin level. Smile gently. Not a grin for approval, but the calm of assignment. This is how you enter. This is how you greet. This is how you wait. Purpose governs pace. Posture governs presence. Before I release you to the next lab, write this in bold across your spirit. I will never again negotiate my bones with the mood of a room. If the room is chaotic, my order will be the anchor. If the room is arrogant, my alignment will be the rebuke. If the room is afraid, my stillness will be the sermon. Enter rooms already arranged. Keep covenant with your spine. And let your silence held by a lifted sternum, gliding blades, level chin, soft knees, planted feet. Announce, the King has sent me. Practice lab 2. Keep the crown steady now, because we are going to tune the metronome of your life. Write this down. Purpose governs pace. Chosen rhythm communicates rule. Leaders are unhurried and unstalled. They are not rushed by rooms or frozen by fear. They do not borrow the culture's clock. They move on kingdom time. Isaiah 28:16 says, "He that believeth shall not make haste." Read it again and hear it in your bones. Belief cancels hurry. Galatians 4:4 says, "In the fullness of time, God sent forth his Son." Fullness, not frenzy. If God does not panic, why are you sprinting? If the King is never late, why are you hyperventilating? Say it with me. I choose my pace by purpose, not by pressure. Again, I choose my pace by purpose, not by pressure. Write this down. Frantic equals follower, measured equals master. Anxiety has a speed, fast, shallow, scattered. Apathy has a speed, slow, drooping, delayed. Dominion has a speed, deliberate, steady, decisive. Your rhythm is a sermon. Before your mouth opens, your pace already introduced your theology. Let me give you a road lesson. Years ago, a friend took me on the Autobahn in Germany. No speed limits. I was a prisoner of my own dashboard. 80 felt safe because that's what my culture taught me. 90 felt like sin. My friend smiled impressed. 100. 120. My beliefs started screaming. 150. Everything in me said, this is impossible. Then we crossed 170 and something stunning happened. Life was still there. Houses didn't explode. The road didn't rebel. My heart discovered that my fear had been disguised as policy. Write this down. There is life after 170. Most of your limits are cultural speed signs stuck in your subconscious. The road of destiny can handle more than your programming. But hear me, the lesson wasn't recklessness. The lesson was responsibility. On the Autobahn, everyone's discipline is high. Mirrors are checked, lanes respected, and movements chosen. Speed without skill is suicide. Speed with skill is stewardship. Dominion is not drag racing. It is calibrated authority. So here is your lab. Micro drill at every threshold of significance. Doorways, stages, tables, Zoom rooms. When you arrive, do not rush in like a request. Stop at the threshold and take 10 seconds of stillness before the first action. 10 seconds. Count with your breath. Inhale for 4. Hold for 2. Exhale for 4. During those 10 seconds, scan your covenant. Feet rooted, pelvis neutral, sternum lifted, chin level, gaze focused. You are telling the room, order has arrived. Then move deliberately to your seat or your station. Do not apologize with your feet. Do not crash chairs. Do not hurry through introductions. Those 10 seconds preach. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." In kingdom math, stillness is evidence of knowing. When you know, you don't rush. When you rush, it is usually because you forgot. Now movement. Build an intentional cadence that is slower than anxiety and faster than apathy. Here's a living metric. Walk on a breath rhythm. Choose a 5-step cycle. Inhale over 2 steps. Exhale over 3. Repeat. Your walk becomes a declaration. I am here on assignment. If tension creeps in, lengthen the exhale. If lethargy tries to sit on your shoulders, shorten the exhale and sharpen the footfall. Write this down. Breath sets beat. Beat sets behavior. Behavior sets broadcast. Your colleagues can hear your heart by your heels. Let me show you Jesus. A storm hits the boat. Waves roar. Disciples panic. Followers always panic. Jesus is asleep. Royalty rests in storms. He wakes, rebukes the wind, speaks to the sea. Peace, be still. Mark 4:39. But hear the order: stillness before speech. Peace before pronouncement. He didn't shout over the waves. He ruled them. That is pace as dominion. And when Lazarus died, they said if you had been here, he wouldn't have died. Jesus arrives late by human clock, right on time by kingdom schedule. He wasn't slow, he was aligned. Vision determines velocity. Habakkuk 2-3 says the vision is for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it, it will surely come. Appointed time, not your time. Not their time, appointed. Say it. I am not driven, I am led. Again, I am not driven, I am led. Sheep are driven, sons are led. Romans 8:14. As many as are led by the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. The Spirit does not shove, he sets rhythm. If you feel shoved, check the source. If you feel stalled, check the source. The same fear that rushes you will freeze you. Both are rebellion against vision. Write this down. Hurry is the language of fear. Delay is the accent of doubt. Obedience has a cadence. Some of you need to repent for baptizing panic as productivity. You call it moving fast. It is actually being chased. Who is chasing you? Expectations? Instagram? Someone else's highlight reel? Leaders don't sprint to be seen. They move to make seen. Others of you need to rebuke sloth that dresses like humility. You are not waiting on the Lord. You are hiding from responsibility. Isaiah said, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. Eagles do not loiter. They wait to catch thermals and then cut through the sky. Waiting is not idling. It is strategic stillness for maximum lift. Here is a field exercise for the next 7 days. Enter every meeting with a 10-second stillness. Then, throughout the engagement, insert 30-second quiet audits at pre-planned intervals, at minute 5, at minute 20, before you speak, after you speak. In the audit, put your feet back under your hips, inhale slowly, soften the jaw, lift the sternum 1 centimeter, and lower the shoulders. Ask one silent question. What does purpose require now? Then follow only that answer. If purpose says speed up, do it with clarity, not chaos. If purpose says slow down, do it with authority, not avoidance. Write it down. Pace is obedience measured in minutes. A warning and a promise. Warning. Your team, your children, your clients will calibrate to your cadence. If you run hot, they will burn out. If you drag, they will decay. No one and everyone. Who's the leader of the rhythm? No one. And everyone, every part sets tempo in its function. A $4 wire can flood a system or starve it. Guard your rhythm. It is communal oxygen. Promise. When you master stillness and pace, doors will open before you touch them, because environments prefer rulers over reactors. He leads me beside still waters, not white water, still waters. Stillness is not stagnation, it is strategy. It tells storms, you don't set my watch. Say it with me. Frantic equals follower. Measured equals master. Again, frantic equals follower. Measured equals master. One more declaration. My rhythm rules the room because my vision rules my rhythm. Purpose governs pace. Chosen rhythm communicates rule. From this moment, stop letting rooms run you. 10 seconds of stillness at the door. Breath-led steps across the floor. Words that arrive from order, not from hurry. And when you leave, may the hallway testify. A governor just passed through, not because you announced it, but because your cadence confirmed it. Practice lab 3. Keep the breath. Keep the spine. Now we train the windows. Write this down. Your eyes must arrive at the destination before your feet move the people. Jesus said, if the blind lead the blind, both will fall into a pit. Matthew 15:14. Sight precedes speech. Direction precedes diction. You don't have the right to speak where you haven't looked. Leaders do not guess their way through rooms. They gaze their way through rooms. The eye is not decoration, it is direction. Jesus taught, the lamp of the body is the eye. If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. Matthew 6:22. The Greek word there is hapless, single, whole, undivided, even generous. Write this down. A divided eye produces a divided presence. A single eye floods the body with certainty. Most people are not ignored because they lack words. They're ignored because their eyes are asking the wrong question. Here is the correction. Your gaze should ask, where are we going? Not, who approves me? Approval seeking eyes wander. Assignment seeking eyes lead. Say with me, my gaze serves. It does not stare. Again, my gaze serves. It does not stare. The stare is predatory. It takes. The gaze is pastoral. It gives. And Jesus, looking at him, loved him. Mark 10:21. That is kingdom gaze, conviction with compassion. Write this down. Conviction without care is a glare. Care without conviction is a blur. Leadership gaze is both clear and kind, firm and warm. It lifts people without lifting itself. Technique now, because you must practice your eyes like you practice your craft. Build a 3-point gaze triangle in every room. Choose 3 fixed anchors that cover the left, the center, and the right. Could be a clock at the back, the top of a doorway, and the far corner above the last row. These are your horizon points. Scan them in a triangle rhythm to send your vision beyond opinions. Then, within that frame, practice person-to-person contact. Hold each person for 2 to 3 seconds with a soft focus, then move. 2 seconds says, I see you. 3 seconds says, I care. 10 seconds says, I'm weird. Don't be weird. Breathe as you look. Exhale softens the eyes. Inhale lifts the chest. Your gaze will carry steadiness if your lungs carry peace. Try it now. Lift your chin level. Do not tilt up like arrogance, nor drop down like apology. Pick a point beyond the crowd line. Imagine the door of a future you are leading us through. Put your eyes on that point for 5 seconds. Count with your breath. In, 2, out, 3. Good. Now drop to the left anchor above the heads, not on faces yet. Hold. Feel your neck stay long. Shoulders quiet. Now center anchor. Hold. Right anchor. Hold. You are preaching with your pupils. We are going somewhere. Now come to a person. Land for 2 seconds. Let the eyelids be gentle, the brow smooth, the jaw soft. Move to the next. Don't peck, glide. Don't drill, dwell and release. Write this down. Your eyes are the steering wheel of your presence. Your feet follow your focus. If you drive your gaze into approval, poles, nodding heads, frowning faces, you will swerve. If you drive your gaze into destination, your feet will cut a straight path. Proverbs 4:25-27 says, let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Do not swerve to the right or the left. Straight eyes, straight path, crooked eyes, crooked steps. I must confront something. Many of you have been trained to scan for safety instead of seeking assignment. Trauma taught your eyes to look for threats and for permission. Religion taught your eyes to look for the pulpit and avoid the people. Both are errors. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Stop tolerating the habit of polling the room with your pupils. It makes you appear uncertain, and worse, it makes you uncertain. Write this down. Wandering eyes make wavering hearts. Single eyes make steady hands. Say it with me. I don't shout for approval, I shout for direction. Again, I don't shout for approval, I shout for direction. And one more. My eyes must arrive at the destination before my feet move the people. This is not charisma, this is clarity. A team will trust the one whose eyes arrive first. Now, micro corrections. Soften the lower lid slightly. This communicates care. Release the forehead lines of strain. Preach fear. Avoid the permanent squint. It reads as suspicion. Do not drop your gaze when challenged. Lift your focus to the horizon anchor. Then return to the person with calm. If someone tries to hijack your eyes with drama, don't wrestle. Reset. Back to the triangle. Left, center, right. Then land again. No one and everyone. Who's the leader of direction? No one. And everyone. The shared gaze of a team, synchronized to the same horizon, will move an organization like a river. But someone must send their eyes ahead first. And that someone right now is you. Let me give you a shepherd's picture. Matthew 9:36 says, when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion because they were scattered. He saw, then he felt, then he acted. Sight before speech. Gaze before guidance. If your eyes are not moved, your words will be mechanical. If your eyes are only moved and never fixed, your words will be sentimental. You need both. Movement of heart and fixation of direction. Conviction and care. This is why the kingdom eye is hapless, single, generous. It gives attention without losing assignment. A simple drill for the next 7 days. In every conversation, gift each person 2 full seconds of undistracted eyes at the start and 2 seconds at the close. In group settings, ride the triangle every 30 seconds, left anchor, center anchor, right anchor, and interlace with 3 individual looks across the room, 2 seconds each, soft focus. Every time you feel the itch to check a face for approval, aim past the last row to your horizon point for 5 seconds. Ask this silent question with your eyes. Where are we going? Then let your mouth follow your eyes. Warning and promise. Warning. If your eyes keep begging, your voice will keep bargaining, and your leadership discount will be permanent. Promise. If your eyes commit to destination and deliver compassion along the way, your silence will gather attention before your words request it. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, Hebrews 12:2. If we fix our eyes on the finisher, we stop fidgeting with approval. And when your eyes are fixed, your feet can finally move us. Write it down in something that won't erase. Your gaze should ask where we are going, not who approves me. Your eyes must arrive at the destination before your feet move the people. From this moment, enter rooms with a horizon in your pupils and service in your stare. Let compassion warm your focus and conviction aim it. And may every environment, before you utter a sentence, feel your vision, touch them, lift them, and lead them home. Practice Lab 4. Keep the crown, keep the breath, keep the single eye, and now build the walls. Write this down. Space is authority, geography. How you protect and honor it trains others. The garden was not a cloud, it was a place with lines. The lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. Psalm 16:6. Lines, boundaries, divine geometry. God told Adam to keep the garden. Genesis 2:15. The Hebrew word is shama, guard, watch, preserve. Dominion requires borders. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Assignments come with perimeters. Boundary setting is silent legislation. You make laws without a microphone. Deuteronomy 19:14 commands, you shall not move your neighbor's boundary stone. That is kingdom case law, respect lines. Write this down. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Boundary setting is toleration ending politely. Your presence writes policy on the floor. Your stance, your distance, your arrangement of chairs, your way of saying no, all of it is parliament. Your body is the House of Lords. Your calendar is the Senate. Your silence is the judiciary. Boundaries are the Constitution. Let me show you Jesus. When he came to raise Jairus' daughter, the room was filled with noise and unbelief. He put them all outside. Mark 5:40. That is a sentence with thunder. He didn't counsel them. He cleared them. Miracle required a perimeter. Another day, Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. Luke 5:16. Withdrawal is not weakness, it is wisdom. He drew a circle around his oil. John 2:24 says, he did not commit himself to them, for he knew what was in man. He guarded his interior gates. Paul called it metron and kanon, measure and rule. We will not boast beyond measure, but within the limits of the sphere which God appointed us. 2 Corinthians 10:13. Appointment defines sphere. Sphere defines limits. Limits protect life. Case study. Rosa Parks chose a seat and rewrote a city's map without a speech. No microphone. No stage lights. One woman. One spine. One boundary. No. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Her no was a fence that kept purpose safe and predators out. Write this down. Your no is a fence that keeps purpose safe and predators out. Say it with me. My no protects my yes. Again, my no protects my yes. If you will not legislate your lines, others will redraw your life to fit their convenience. Now, try it now. Reclaim 12 inches of personal space. Stand where you are. Square your stance. Feet hip width apart. Toes forward like two witnesses telling the same truth. Pelvis neutral. Sternum lifted. Shoulders resting down the back. Settled. Not stiff. Chin level. Neutral face. Not a grin begging approval. Not a glare demanding submission. Breathe in 2 counts. Out 4. Now, imagine a ring drawn on the floor. A foot from your shoes. 12 inches of authority. Feel it? That ring is not rudeness. It is rulership. If someone steps into that ring uninvited, you do not collapse. You reclaim. Micro drill. Someone approaches without words. Step back 6 inches on a diagonal while keeping your square. Lift one hand gently. Palm down at your waist and breathe out. That silent exhale says, boundary, you have just taught the room without a sermon. Write this down. Boundaries preach what your soul will and will not permit. You can whisper your standards all day. People will still read your feet. If your stance apologizes, your schedule will hemorrhage. If your face panics, your space will be plundered. Guard your heart with all diligence. Out of it flow the issues, boundaries of life. Proverbs 4:23. Issues are flows. Flows need banks. Rivers without banks become swamps. Leaders without boundaries become reservoirs for mosquitoes. Constant buzzing, constant biting, no movement. Let's move from body to calendar. Because lines are time as much as they are tiles on the floor. Write this down. Access is not love. Availability is not anointing. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Jobs will consume you. Work will complete you. Protect mornings for your work. Schedule meetings for your job. If you blend them, your gift will suffocate under requests. Set office hours. Not all knocks deserve an open door. Jesus opened his door to multitudes, then closed it for mountain time. That is order. Create digital perimeters. Turn off non-essential notifications. Silence is a gate. Put buffers between meetings. 5 minutes of breath to reset your presence so you don't drag one room into the next. Team boundary. Start on time. End on time. Begin with purpose. End with next steps. And here's the law. Late arrival does not rewrite the agenda. Toleration is a teacher. It tutors dysfunction. Say it with me. Whatever I tolerate, I authorize. Again, whatever I tolerate, I authorize. If you smile at the violation, you signed it. No one. And everyone who's the leader of the perimeter, no one. And everyone, every person keeps the fence in their function. And like a car, a $4 door seal can ruin the stillness of the cabin. One habit, one breach, and the whole environment turns windy and loud. Guard the seals. I must pastor you here. Some of you are leaky because you equate kindness with constant access. That is not kindness, that is carelessness. When the woman touched Jesus and power went out, he stopped and asked, who touched me? Luke 8:45-46. He monitored his outflow. Kings count oil. Queens count energy. Write this down. Stewardship checks the meter before it signs the meeting. If you keep giving beyond borders, you will resent the very people you are called to serve. Resentment is the fruit of ungoverned generosity. Now, boundary scripts. When a request violates purpose, answer with calm law. I can't meet at that time. It is reserved for production. Full stop, no essays. If someone moves too close, hold eye contact soft, drop the palm, reclaim 6 inches, breathe. If a conversation turns toxic, raise the standard. I will continue when we can speak respectfully. This is not drama. It is doctrine. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Matthew 5:37. Anything more is bargaining with confusion. Bring it back to the ring. Stand again in your 12-inch law. Feel the perimeter. Square. Neutral face. Breath steady. Ask your soul, what will I no longer permit? Write it down. Name 3 breaches you will end this week. Drop-ins without appointment. Last-minute agenda changes. Disrespectful tone. Calendar theft. Proximity. Invasion. And name 3 honors you will enforce. Pre-meeting stillness. Start on time policy. Clear closing action. Silence blocks for work. Family dinner. Ring that work cannot cross. Deployment turns revelation into reputation. Consistency makes presence credible. If you keep the fence for 7 days, others will keep it for you on day 8. Say it with me. My boundaries are love and lines. Again, my no is a fence that keeps purpose safe and predators out. One more. Boundaries preach what my soul will and will not permit. The Spirit is not grieved by order. He authored it. Vision defines territory. Territory demands perimeter. Perimeter protects fruit. Enlarge the place of your tent and strengthen your stakes. Isaiah 54:2. Stretch with strategy. Expansion without stakes is collapse. From now on, do not apologize for the rain. You are not being difficult. You are being designated. You are not rejecting people. You are respecting purpose. When you step into rooms, let the air learn your edges. When you step into time, let the clock learn your covenant. And before you say a word, let your stance, your spacing, your silence, and your simple no whisper to every soul and spirit. The King has set lines for me in pleasant places, and I will keep them. Practice Lab 5. Keep the crown. Keep the breath, keep the single eye, keep the ring, and now clothe the assignment. Order is spiritual. Write this down. Ordered appearance is a quiet covenant with excellence and service. The Bible says, let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. God began the book by bringing order out of chaos, formless, void, then light, separation, arrangement. The Greek word for world is cosmos, order, arrangement. From that we get cosmetics. Cosmetics are not vanity. They are order. Religion told some of you that caring for appearance is pride, that is ignorance. Sloppiness is not humility. It is confusion baptized. Excellence is not ego, it is honor. Say it with me. Excellence is the uniform of assignment. Again, excellence is the uniform of assignment. Write this down. Dress is not worship of fabric, it is witness of function. When Joseph was summoned to Pharaoh, Genesis 41:14 says, they brought him hastily out of the dungeon, and he shaved, changed his clothes, and came to Pharaoh. He was not trying to impress. He was respecting an assignment. Daniel was chosen because an excellent spirit was in him. Daniel 6:3. Excellence shows before it speaks. And here's Samuel's reminder. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. 1 Samuel 16:7. God sees your heart. People read your packaging. If you love people, steward what they must read to find the message. Write this down. Service dresses for the reader. Say it with me. Shine less, serve more. Again, shine less, serve more. Charisma is not character. Charisma, charis, gift. Gifts are from God. Glitter is from insecurity. Leaders don't decorate emptiness, they demonstrate order. The priests were clothed for glory and for beauty. Exodus 28:2. Glory, weight of purpose. Beauty, orderly presentation. Not peacocking, not poverty posturing, order. Now, practical law. Curate your artifacts. Reduce visual noise. Your presence is your first message. Your artifacts are your subtitles. Simple watch, not a lighthouse on your wrist. A quiet instrument that honors time. Clean shoes, not designer for applause, clean for respect. Shoes preach stewardship. If you won't clean what carries you, I question how you carry us. An uncluttered bag. If it sounds like a toolbox and looks like a trash can, it will make your mind noisy before you speak. Empty the receipts. Coil the cords. Carry a pen that writes the first time. Leaders don't scratch for ink. Carry a small notebook. Devices die. Destiny doesn't wait. Keep a handkerchief. Fresh breath. Trim nails. Hair neat. Minimal scent. Arrive with message, not with cloud. Write this down. Reduce friction so purpose can flow. Wardrobe now. Keep it simple, repeatable, aligned to your work. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Dress for the work. If your work is solving problems, wear problem-solving clothes. Clean lines, functional pockets, nothing you have to manage while you manage us. If your work is building trust, wear integrity. Pressed garments, modest fit, nothing shouting for attention. Create a uniform of excellence, a small set of reliable combinations that remove decision fatigue and broadcast consistency. Black, navy, gray, white, neutrals that let your words color the room. Belt, matches, shoes, socks, intentional, not an accident. Buttons present, hems finished, lint removed, threads clipped. Write this down. Consistency is credibility in cloth. I must confront a deception. Many of you hide behind God knows my heart to justify chaos on your body. God knows your heart, yes, but people hide your habits. Proverbs 22:29 says, do you see a man diligent in his work? He shall stand before kings. Diligence doesn't start at the boardroom. It starts at the bathroom mirror and the ironing board. Excellence is the uniform of assignment. If you are an ambassador, dress like an embassy. We are ambassadors for Christ. 2 Corinthians 5:20. Ambassadors do not wear costumes. They wear codes of a country. Your code is clean, modest, purposeful. Micro drill for tomorrow morning. Lay the garment of your assignment out tonight. Not in the morning fog of anxiety tonight. In the clarity of vision. Choose the outfit. Check the seams. Press the fabric. Shine the shoes. Place the watch. Pack the bag with only what the appointment requires. Insert 2 breath mints, 1 pen that writes, 1 notebook, 1 charger coiled and tied. Remove everything else that is not mission. In the morning, do a 3-point check at the door. Shoulders down, collar flat, shoes clean. Pocket check, keys, phone silent, wallet slim, pen, notebook, breath check, mint. Then pause. 10 seconds in stillness. The order within matches the order without. You are telling the room, excellence has arrived to serve. Write this down. Visual clutter is cognitive tax. If your bracelets jingle, your earrings shout, your tie dances, your bag bulges, your message pays interest to noise. Simplify. Not to erase personality, but to elevate purpose. Personality is spice. Purpose is meal. Don't feed us spice for dinner. No one and everyone who's the leader of order. No one and everyone. A $4 missing button can pull attention like a $4 wire, can shut down a car. Team, hear me. Agree on artifacts. Shared standards. Quiet shoes, neat hair, clean lines. We are not cloning people. We are codifying excellence. Distributed leadership requires distributed order. I know the objections, but I don't want to be fake. Write this down. Order is not acting. It is alignment. But God doesn't care about clothes. He cared enough to clothe Adam and Eve. He cared enough to design priestly garments by pattern. Ecclesiastes 9:8 says, let your garments always be white. Let your head lack no oil. White speaks of readiness. Oil speaks of anointing. Both. Not oil with stains. Not white with dryness. Both. Vision decides wardrobe. Vision is more important than leadership. Why? Because vision determines everything. Language, posture, pace, and yes, presentation. If you know where you are going, you know what is necessary to go there. A mountain climber doesn't wear sandals. A surgeon doesn't wear sequins. A pilot doesn't wear pajamas. Write this down. Dress for the destination, not the detour. Say it with me. I am not a billboard, I am an ambassador. Again, excellence is the uniform of my assignment. One more. Shine less, serve more. From today, repent of baptized laziness and repent of decorated insecurity. Two ditches, one called neglect, the other called narcissism. Get on the road called stewardship. Keep it clean. Keep it simple. Keep it aligned. And let your garments assist your gift, not argue with it. Isaiah 61:10 declares, He has clothed me with the garments of salvation. He has covered me with the robe of righteousness. Saved on the inside, ordered on the outside. Righteous in spirit, reliable in shirt. When you walk in now, let the fabric whisper what your breath already said. Order. Let the watch nod to time. The shoes salute the floor. The bag keep counsel. And before you say a word, may every room feel the covenant you made with excellence and service. Your presence will preach. Your artifacts will agree. And your work, you're born to do work, will finally have a stage that doesn't steal the show. Practice lab 6. Keep the crown, keep the single eye, keep the ring, keep the order. Now, train the voice you carry without words. Write this down. Controlled breath and chosen silence speak clearer than hurried sentences. Genesis 2:7 says, God breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. The Hebrew word is ruach, breath, spirit, wind. Authority rides on wind before it rides on words. Job 33:4 adds, the Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. If breath gives life, breath also gives leadership. Your breath is the metronome of authority. When the metronome is frantic, the music is sloppy. When the metronome is steady, the song leads the room. Shallow breath betrays hurry and fear. You hear it on microphones, panting between phrases, words rushing to catch a runaway chest. That is not anointing. That is anxiety. Write this down. Exhale first to own the room. Then inhale purpose. The exhale is dominion. The inhale is assignment. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. Isaiah 30:15. Quietness first, then confidence. Breath is the quietness that births confidence. Try it now. Feet square, shoulders resting, jaw unclenched. Empty your lungs slowly through the nose. Count 4-4, 3, 2, 1. Press the air out like you're setting a stone. Hold empty for 4. This is ownership. Now, inhale through the nose for 4. Let the ribs widen, not the shoulders lift. Hold full for 4. This is purpose settling. That's one box. Again, 4x, 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 4 cycles. As you do, your brain will want to sprint. Don't follow it. Make it follow you. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. When the breath is still, knowing increases. Say it with me. My breath governs my presence. Again, I exhale fear. I inhale assignment. Now the face, because your face broadcasts headlines before your mouth publishes articles. Write this down. Facial neutrality with warmth communicates stability without neediness. He set his face to go to Jerusalem, Luke 9:51. Face like flint direction. Yet Mark says, and Jesus looking at him, loved him, Mark 10:21. Direction with affection. That is the face of leadership. Neutral, not numb. Warm, not needy. Needy faces ask for rescue. Warm faces offer refuge. Practical cues. Soften the lower lids. Release the forehead. Unpinch the lips. Hold a one-beat smile, just one. Not a grin that begs. A flicker of welcome. Try it now. Breathe out. 4. Let the corners of the mouth rise a millimeter. One beat, then return to neutral. Did you feel the room relax? Your micro welcome told them, we are safe. And because we are safe, we can be led. Silence. Now your punctuation. Words are letters. Pauses are commas, periods, and paragraphs. Without punctuation, text becomes a tangle. Even a fool is thought wise if he keeps silent. Proverbs 17:28. Write this down. The strategic pause turns silence into punctuation. Your quiet can carry weight. Jesus used silence as a sword and a salve. When the accusers screamed about the woman caught in adultery, he stooped and wrote on the ground, John 8-6. That pause sanctified the room. At his trial, he answered him not a word, Matthew 27-14. Silence is not absence, it is governance. Leaders pause to let truth land, to let noise tire, to let courage surface. James 1:19 commands, be swift to hear, slow to speak. Slow to speak is not slowness of mind. It is stewardship of meaning. Try this field rule. After you ask a question, count a silent 3 in your chest, 1 breath in, 1 beat hold, 1 breath out before you speak again. Resist rescuing the room from the work of thinking. The pause will feel long to your insecurity and brief to your authority. Say it with me. My pause is on purpose. Again, my quiet carries weight. Bring back the metaphor you love. A car's authority is felt at the idle. If the idle is rough, the whole frame trembles at the stoplight. That is how some of you live, shaking at red lights. Not moving, already exhausted. You don't need more horsepower. You need a steady idle. Breath is idle. Silence is idle. Face is dashboard. If the indicators are peaceful, the passengers trust the trip. No one and everyone. Who's the leader of the room's rhythm? No one. And everyone. If one team member keeps frantic breath and nervous grin, the cabin fills with rattle. A $4 vacuum leak can make an engine gas. Fix the leak. Write this down. Replace filler words with holy air. Every like, and you know, is a tax you pay to insecurity. Instead of exhale softly. Let silence pay the bill. Proverbs 15:1 says, a soft answer turns away wrath. Soft voice needs soft breath. You can't answer softly on a hard chest. Exhale to soften, then speak from the belly, not the throat. Micro drills for your next 7 days. Before you cross any threshold, boardroom, pulpit, kitchen, stop at the doorframe and do 1 box breath. Exhale 4 to own the room. Inhale 4 to receive purpose. Hold 4 to settle law. Exhale 4 to send peace ahead of you. At the table, practice the 1 beat smile at the opening and the close. When emotions surge, anger in the room, panic on the phone, drop your eyes to the horizon, anchor you learned, exhale twice through the nose, close your lips gently and let 3 seconds pass. Then speak 1 sentence, short and clear. Use this sentence to reset chaos. Here is what we will do next. Breath is the preface to clarity. Confrontation now. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Stop tolerating your own hurry. Stop baptizing babble as boldness. You are not rewarded in heaven or on earth for speed talking. You are rewarded for fruit. Fruit grows in silence before it appears in public. Seeds don't shout, they breathe. Write this down. Hurry is a habit, not a Holy Spirit. If you want the dove to rest, make a shoulder it can trust, steady, warm, unhurried. Scripture again to root your practice. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Matthew 12:34. Fill the heart with peace by managing breath. Let the peace of God rule in your hearts. Colossians 3:15. Peace is a ruler invited to the throne with slow air. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Psalm 141:3. Sometimes the God's name is pause. Sometimes the God's weapon is a measured exhale. Say it with me. I breathe like a king. I pause like a judge. I smile like a shepherd. Again, exhale first to own the room. Inhale purpose to serve it. 1 more. Controlled breath and chosen silence speak clearer than hurried sentences. From this moment, schedule your air. Carry your face like a sanctuary. Quiet, open, defined. Let your pause ordain your words. And before you speak, let rooms hear your rulership in the rhythm of your lungs and the punctuation of your stillness. When you master that voice without words, your very quiet will lead us to decisions we were afraid to make. Now that your breath has settled the idle and your face has learned to govern a room without a word, we must move from the individual instrument to the orchestra, from the quiet king to the moving kingdom. Write this down. Leadership is function, not rank. Titles are labels on jars. Function is the oil inside. If you carry oil, the room will find you. If you carry only a label, the room will forget you. Paul says, for as the body is one and has many members, but all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of you. 1 Corinthians 12:21. The kingdom is an organism, not an organization. It moves when each part leads in its lane. Let me take you back to the car you love, because you understand cars. Who's the leader in the car? Is it the engine, the driver, the wheel? The answer, no one. And everyone? The engine leads combustion. The steering leads direction. The brakes lead stopping. The headlights lead vision at night. But watch me. A $4 terminal wire loosens, and the limousine is parked on the side of the highway in a suit, looking important, going nowhere. Write this down. Importance is contextual. Function is essential. A $4 piece can immobilize $400,000 of status. That is why you must never despise your lane, and you must never worship someone else's title. Lead in your lane, and the whole moves. Neglect your lane, and the whole stalls. Jesus modeled it. He sat 5,000 down in groups of 50, Luke 9:14. Function before miracle, order before multiplication. Then he delegated. You give them something to eat, Luke 9:13. The bread passed through many hands. Every hand was leadership in motion. Later, when the 70 returned, rejoicing, Luke 10, each pair led in their assigned metron, distributed authority. No one. And everyone, write this down, authority flows to order. Order flows to function. Function produces fruit. Titles appear after fruit, not before it. I must confront religion for a minute. Religious people love big hats and long names. They collect labels like trophies and then sit at green lights. Stop it. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. Stop tolerating title addiction. Say with me, I don't need a title to be vital. Again, I don't need a title to be vital. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. If they fire you, your gift goes with you. Write this down. Carry yourself as a leader in your function, and titles will chase you. Don't chase them. Fruit introduces you. Team, here is the framework. Every lane must move with 4 agreements. Posture, gaze, pace, and pass. Posture first. When someone is in their function, you posture to honor it. Turn your shoulders 10 to 15 degrees toward the active lane. Feet quiet, chest open. This is submission without silence. It is agreement without idolatry. Your body says, lead us in your part. That posture keeps confusion out of the cabin. The hand cannot say to the foot, I have no need of you, and the head cannot drive with arms folded. Posture prophesies. Gaze next. Eyes are the currency of respect. When the financier speaks numbers, eyes to the financier. When the engineer outlines constraints, eyes to the engineer. When the nurse reports vitals, eyes to the nurse. Romans 12:6 says, having then gifts differing according to the grace given to us, let us use them. Gaze grants grace for the moment. Stop scanning the room for power while someone is serving power. Write this down. Misplaced eyes create miscues, and miscues create mistakes. Pace now. Purpose governs pace. Chosen rhythm communicates rule. In a team, pace is both restraint and release. When it is not your lane, be mountain still, unmoved, present. When it is your lane, be arrow clean, swift, precise. James 1:19 still applies in teams. Be swift to hear, slow to speak. Slow to speak honors someone else's function. Swift to hear accelerates the whole. Some of you are choking the engine with words. Others are starving it with silence when your gift is required. Write this down. Speak when your grace is summoned. Stay silent when your grace is not. That is not passivity, that is precision. And then the pass. After you lead your lane for the moment, hand the wheel. Don't hold rooms hostage. Summarize in one sentence. Here is what we will do next. And release with your eyes and your body. Lean back 2 inches. Turn your shoulders to the next function. This is how a team becomes traffic, not a parking lot. Ephesians 4:16 says, from whom the whole body, joined and knit together by what every joint supplies, causes growth of the body. Joints supply by passing properly. Hoarders of moments become saboteurs of momentum. Write this down. Function has fruit. Titles have fans. Fans clap. Fruit feeds. Bezalel had no pulpit and no choir robe. Yet God filled him with the Spirit of God in wisdom, in all manner of workmanship to build the tabernacle. Exodus 31:3. Craft led the nation into worship. Function carried glory. My friend, you are not an accident. You are an assignment. Assignments come with lanes. Find it, lead it, guard it, deliver it. How do we practice distributed authority in motion tomorrow morning? Micro framework. Start the meeting by naming lanes, problem, constraints, options, decision, deployment. Appoint a timekeeper. Even if a CEO is in the room, CEO surrenders to the clock for the sake of flow. That surrender is leadership. When the problem lead speaks, everyone else's notes pause. Gaze on the lane. After the problem is framed, the pace shifts to constraints. Engineer lane leads. No one interrupts with opinions while data is speaking. Then options creative lane opens. Body posture leans in. After options, decision authority lane leads. Finally, deployment operations lane leads. And here is law. Late arrivals do not rewind the sequence. Toleration is a teacher. It tutors dysfunction. Say it with me. Lead in your lane. Honor mine. We all move. Again, lead in my lane. Honor yours. We all move. One more. No one and everyone. Who's the leader? No one and everyone. When you live this, pride has no seatbelt in your car. It flies out the window. Envy loses fuel. Comparison sits in the trunk with duct tape. Why? Because purpose has the wheel, vision has the map, and function is shifting the gears. Vision is more important than leadership because vision organizes the lanes without a destination. Even gifted drivers circle the block. I must warn you lovingly. Some of you are stalled not because you lack skill, but because you keep trespassing. You preach in marketing's lane. You tinker in finances lane. You dabble in HR's lane. Stop it. Write this down. Trespassers break traffic. Owners build highways. If you want respect, stay faithful in your stretch of road. Moreover, it is required in stewards that one be found faithful. 1 Corinthians 4:2. Faithfulness is staying in lane with excellence until the baton asks for you. Finally, identity. Trapped in every follower is a hidden leader. But you will never meet that leader until you accept your metron, your measure. Paul said, we will not boast beyond measure, but within the limits of the sphere which God appointed us. 2 Corinthians 10:13. Appointment defines sphere. Sphere defines function. Function defines flow. Write this down. When you discover your work and deliver it consistently, the environment adjusts to your authority without a vote. Titles arrive late to crown what fruit already enthroned. From this moment, carry your body like a joint that supplies. Aim your eyes like currency you spend on the right expert at the right time. Set your pace by purpose. Pass the baton with clarity. And remember the wire. A $4 part can shame a limousine. Do not despise your peace. Do not neglect it. Do not abandon it for applause. Lead your lane and the whole will move. Neglect your lane and the whole will stall. Choose movement. Choose order. Choose function over title. And watch authority chase you down the road you were born to build. Now let me tighten the wheel that guides everything we just built. Write this down. Vision is more important than leadership. Why? Because people don't follow people, they follow destinations carried by people. A clear destination quietly calibrates how you carry yourself now. Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. The Hebrew word is chazon, revelation, picture, sight. And perish literally means to cast off restraint. to lose self-governance. No picture, no posture, no destination, no demeanor. Write this down. Presence without picture becomes performance. If you don't have a picture, you will pose. If you don't have a destination, you will decorate your delay. I learned this on a German Autobahn. My rental car speedometer said 260 kilometers per hour. The road said no limit. My culture said, be careful. My dashboard said, you can. When I finally pressed the car stabilizer at a speed I had been taught was illegal to imagine. After that day, watch me now, every 5 mile per hour sign in my country became a suggestion, not to break the law, but to expose a belief. That sign was a cultural limit, not a manufacturer's capacity. The manufacturer had put a different truth in the dashboard. Write this down. Your life has a speedometer installed by your maker and a speed limit assigned by your culture. Do not let culture cap your internal capacity. Genesis 1:26 is your dashboard. Let them have dominion. Titles are road signs. Identity is your engine. Vision is the map. Purpose is the fuel. Don't sit revving at 55 inches of 260 design soul. Vision organizes your manner. When Jesus set his face like flint toward Jerusalem, Luke 9:51, notice what happened to his body. His pace became measured, his steps selected, his words concise, his gaze unwavering. He was pulled by a destination. Hebrews 12:2 adds, for the joy set before him, he endured the cross. The set before pulled the carried now. Write this down. Direction dictates demeanor. Destination disciplines decisions. If you are sloppy with decisions, your vision is hazy. If your rhythms are frantic, your picture is fuzzy. Clarity quiets you. Assignment orders you. Let's confront it. Some of you are imitating other people's postures because you have no picture of your own place. You borrow someone's pace because you have no destination of your own. You stare every face because no horizon owns your eyes. Stop it. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. Stop tolerating vagueness. Say it with me. Vision pulls my body. Again, vision organizes my manner. One more. Presence without picture becomes performance. Scripture gives you the protocol. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain, that he may run who reads it. Write. Make it plain. Run. Sequence. When the picture is plain, the body knows how to run. The run is not panic. It is paced by clarity. Acts 26-19, Paul says, I was not disobedient to the heavenly vision. Heaven painted the picture. Earth adjusted posture. That is why he could be in chains and still carry royal composure. Vision owned his body. Practice now. I want you to silently map your next 90 days. Not 90 years, 90 days. Why? Because destiny is eaten in bite sizes. Close your eyes for a moment, breathe, exhale to own the room, inhale, purpose. Now stand in the future, day 90, and look backward. See the fruit on the table. See the report signed. See the room you entered with authority. What does your body look like there? Shoulders quiet, eyes set, pace unhurried, gaze already at the destination. Hold that posture. Now return to the day with that same posture stitched to your bones. Write this down. Stand in the future, borrow the posture, bring it to the present. Do this each morning for 7 days. The picture will slowly begin to govern your presence. Here is how you map it on paper. Title the page, Vision 90 Days. Write 3 sentences, plain enough a stranger could run with them. 1 sentence for your work, the fruit you will deliver. 1 for your relationships, the trust you will build. 1 for your stewardship, what you will bring into order. Below each, list 3 actions that must happen by day 30, day 60, day 90. That's it. No novels. Plain. Then attach demeanor cues to each action posture for meetings, pace for execution windows, gaze for conversations, boundary rules for interruptions. For example, day 30 action, submit proposal. Demeanor, arrive 10 minutes early. Shoulders down. 1 beat smile. 3-second pause before first sentence. Day 60 action team training. Demeanor, speak from the belly. Count a silent 3 after each question. Eyes sweep left to right, landing on contributors. Day 90, action, deploy pilot. Demeanor, slow, walk through the space, touch each station, bless each person by name, then exit without loitering. Write this down. Vision converts into choreography. Choreography converts into credibility. Now, I must correct a seduction. Do not be impressed with power. Ask, where are we going? Charisma fills rooms. Vision moves nations. Jesus said, if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Matthew 15:14. Don't celebrate loud leaders. Ask for a map. Ask for a destination. Ask for metrics that look like fruit, not fans. No one and everyone. Who's the leader? No one and everyone. But who's the point? Vision. If vision is absent, every lane becomes a loop. Busy, noisy, unproductive. Vision also calibrates your yes and your no. Abraham was told, lift up now your eyes, for all the land which you see I will give to you. Genesis 13:14-15. Sight first, possession second. Then God said, arise, walk through the land. 17. See it, then walk it. The walk is the manner. The seeing is the vision. Write this down. If you cannot see it, you cannot carry it. If you cannot picture it, you cannot pace it. Many of you are exhausted, not because of workload, but because of workless wandering. No picture to edit your schedule. Vision delivers you from everybody's emergency. Vision is the shepherd of your calendar. Micro drill to align the team tomorrow. At the start of any meeting, ask the vision question. What will be true in 90 days that is not true today? One sentence. Then do a 30-second posture check. Everyone stands. Feet square, shoulders resting, eyes on a fixed point at the back wall horizon. Read the one-sentence destination aloud, then sit and proceed. That collective picture will tighten the room. Misaligned energies will soften. This is not theatrics. It is governance, presence, following, picture. I can hear someone say, but life is unpredictable. True. Storms come. But ships don't set their demeanor by waves. They set it by compass. Your compass is vision. When the storm rises, posture stays anchored. Pace remains deliberate. Gaze fixes on base. Isaiah 33:6 says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of your times. Vision is applied wisdom. It stabilizes times by stabilizing you. Say it with me. Vision pulls my body. Again, direction organizes my demeanor. One more. Presence without picture becomes performance. Write this down. A leader without vision is a loud pedestrian. A team without vision is an expensive committee. A family without vision is a schedule with no Sabbath. But a person with vision, watch them enter a room. They need fewer words. They spend eyes, not time. They walk like the future already happened and has now come to collect them. That is who you are becoming. From this moment, stop renting your manner to other people's urgency. Stop letting small minds limit your dashboard. Go back to the manufacturer. Read the manual. Genesis 1:26 is still true. Draft your 90-day picture. Make it plain. Attach demeanor. Practice it in silence until the room feels your destination before you say a word. Don't be impressed with power. Ask, where are we going? When the map is clear, authority will stop being a performance and start being a presence. Vision will pull your shoulders back. Vision will settle your breath. Vision will focus your eyes. And vision will make your very walk a prophecy of where we are about to arrive. Now we deploy. Revelation without routine is entertainment. Write this down. Deployment turns revelation into reputation. Consistency makes presence credible. James 1:22 says, be doers of the word and not hearers only. Doers build reputations. Hearers rent them for a night. For the next 7 days, we are not auditioning. We are installing. Daniel prayed as his custom was. Daniel 6:10. Jesus went to the synagogue as his custom was. Luke 4:16. Custom builds credibility. Say it with me. Consistency crowns me. Again, deployment turns revelation into reputation. Day one is posture. All day. Every hour on the hour, 1 minute. Set a timer. When it chimes, stop wherever you are. Hallway, kitchen, desk, parking lot, and align. Feet square, hip width, knees soft, not locked. Pelvis neutral, as if a bowl holding water. Don't spill forward, don't spill back. Spine tall, crown lifted, chin slightly tucked, like a king who knows his height without adding inches. Shoulders melt down and back as if sliding into warm water. Rib cage stacked over pelvis. Belly easy, not sucked in. Hands relaxed, fingers unhooked. Eyes on a fixed horizon point. Pick a door frame, screw, a tree line, the back wall. Breathe 1 box, exhale 4, hold 4, inhale 4, hold 4. Whisper in your chest, I am not an accident. I am an assignment. Genesis 1:26 is still your manufacturer's sticker. Let them have dominion. This minute is your covenant with dominion. Write this down. Aligned posture is your first contract with authority. Do it 12 times today. At bedtime, note what changed. Tension dropped in the neck, voice settled, people adjusted around you. Your body is preaching already. Day 2 is pace. Purpose governs pace. Chosen rhythm communicates rule. Today you will master entrances and the 10-second stillness before you speak. Schedule 3 entrances. You can control a meeting, a classroom, your own home. Arrive 2 minutes early. Do not burst in. Stop outside the threshold and exhale once. Enter on a count 2 beats per step. Walk like an arrow, not a squirrel. When you reach your spot, plant your feet, shoulders resting, and count a quiet 10 before words. 10 seconds will terrify your insecurity and enthrone your authority. Then speak 1 sentence crisp. Good morning. Here is our destination. Proverbs 25:15 says, by long forbearance a ruler is persuaded, and a gentle tongue breaks a bone. Forbearance is restraint. Restraint is pace. Practice also in micro moments. When they ask you a question, inhale once, count to 10 in your chest, then answer. Replace hurry with holy timing. Write this down. The king rules the room with his weight. The panic beggar sells himself with his rush. Day 3 is gaze. Your eyes must arrive before your feet move the people. The lamp of the body is the eye. Matthew 6:22. Today, you train the 3-point triangle and soft focus. In every room, pick 3 anchors. Back left, back right, and center front. At the open, land your eyes at back left for 2 beats. Sweep to back right for 2 beats. Then center for 2 beats. Repeat the triangle throughout the conversation. This sweep includes the whole without staring down the one. With colleagues or family, practice soft focus. Look at the bridge of their nose or the triangle between their eyes, the middle of the forehead. Soften your lower lids. Let warmth, not need, live there. Hold eye contact for 2 seconds. Then release to your next triangle point. Do 5 reps per person. Write this down. Gaze is currency. Spend it on purpose, not on insecurity. Do not weaponize the eyes. Use them to welcome, to gather, to set the horizon. Remember Luke 9:51. He set his face toward Jerusalem. Set, not strain. Conviction with compassion. Day 4 is boundaries. Whoever has no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down without walls. Proverbs 25-28. Today you build 3 walls. 1 strategic no, 1 calendar fence, 1 space reclaim. Strategic no. Choose 1 request that dilutes your assignment and reply, thank you for thinking of me. I will not be able to take this on. No apology, no explanation beyond honor. Calendar fence. Carve a 90-minute block in the next 7 days labeled dominion. Work no meetings, no messages. Guard it like Eden. During that block, you will work on your Visions Day 3-0 action. Space reclaim. Choose 1 physical territory you lead, desk, car, entryway, and define its perimeter. Remove clutter that lies about your identity. Add 1 artifact that tells the truth. A simple tool of your work, not a trophy. Write this down. Boundaries preach what your soul will and will not permit. Offense is not rejection. It is protection of fruit. Jesus withdrew often to solitary places, Luke 5:16. Withdrawal is not weakness, it is wisdom. Day 5 is order, dress, tools, artifacts. Let all things be done decently and in order, 1 Corinthians 14:40. Wardrobe audit. Take 30 minutes and lay out what you wear in your primary lane. Ask, does this garment serve or scream? Fit before fashion, neutral before noisy, clean before clever, shoes polished, edges lint-free, one watch that tells time, not ego. Remove logos that turn you into a billboard for someone else's brand when you're carrying a kingdom. Donate 3 items today that fight your function. Artifact simplification. Choose 1 pen, 1 notebook, 1 folder for active projects. Empty the bag of the museum. You're carrying old receipts, dead cables, broken earbuds. The tabernacle's garments were for glory and for beauty. Exodus 28:2. Glory is weight. Beauty is order. Write this down. Ordered appearance is a quiet covenant with excellence in service. Don't dress to impress, dress to express assignment. Your order frees others from guessing who you came to be. Day 6 is breath and silence in motion. We have built the idol, now we will drive the city. Buck's breath before every meeting, call, or crucial conversation. 4 exhale, 4 hold, 4 inhale, 4 hold at the door. Put your hand on the handle, schedule your air. In conversation, install the power, pause. When they finish, count 3 in your chest before you answer. James 1:19, still govern swift to hear, slow to speak. Today, track your filler words. Every time you catch an replace it with an exhale. Write this down. Replace filler with holy air. Practice 1 confrontation with breath. Exhale, soften jaw. Say 1 sentence, then stop. Proverbs 17:27. He who has knowledge spares his words, and a man of understanding is of a calm spirit. Knowledge spares. Understanding calms. Your breath is the shepherd. Your silence is the staff. Day 7 is vision stand. Ephesians 6:13 says, having done all to stand. Today, you will stand 5 minutes as your future self. Find a quiet space. Set a timer for 5. Feet square. Shoulders resting. Eyes on a fixed point. No words. No phone. Stand in day 90. The fruit on the table. The report signed. The team aligned. The family at peace. Let your breath settle to the cadence of that future. Scan your body from crown to soul. Where is there ease that wasn't there? Where is there weight that is new and rightful? When the timer ends, sit and journal 3 minutes. Write this down. Journal what changed in your body, shoulders, jaw, breath, eye, focus, pace, impulse. Then write 1 sentence that begins, because I now stand like this, I will. And finish with an action you will execute in the next 24 hours. Habakkuk 2:2, write it and run. The stand informs the run. Let me confront you with love. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Stop tolerating your own inconsistency. Lions aren't respected because they roar occasionally. They are respected because their attitude never changes. Say it with me. Consistency is my crown. Again, deployment turns revelation into reputation. One more. My presence will preach because my practice is pure. Psalm 90:12 prays, teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom. We just numbered 7. Apply your heart, apply your body, apply your calendar. Here is your summary command. Set 3 alarms, start of day, midday, end of day. At start, posture and declare, I am an assignment. Midday, pace and pause, 10 before you speak. End of day, stand 5 as future self. Write 1 sentence. Do this 7 days. No one and everyone. Who is responsible for your presence? No one and everyone. Everyone? No, just you. And yet, when you shift, the whole shifts. Romans 8:19 says, creation is waiting for the revealing of the sons of God. They are not waiting for your title. They are waiting for your presence to be credible. Write this down. Credibility is accumulative silence, repeated order, measured pace, faithful gaze, defended boundaries, and breath that governs speech. Do not announce this plan to the world. Perform it before the Lord. Let fruit introduce you. After 7 days, the room will know before you talk. After 7 weeks, your reputation will move ahead of you like a pillar of cloud. After 7 months, you will not be trying to lead, you will be unable not to. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. This 7-day reboot is not a job task. It is work rehearsal. Deploy yourself. Show yourself. And watch the King's image in you recalibrate every space you enter until systems begin to align with the stillness, the order, the gaze, the pace, and the holy breath you carry. Now we seal this. The King does not need a trumpet to enter. His presence is the sound. So hear me, your presence is about to preach. Say it with me. My presence will speak before my mouth opens. Again, my presence will speak before my mouth opens. One more time, like you believe it. My presence will speak before my mouth opens. Write this down. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Genesis 1:26 still stands. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. The Hebrew is radar, govern, rule, steward. Not over people, but over your gift, your lane, your atmosphere. Everyone was created to lead. Trapped in every follower is a hidden leader, waiting for an image to awaken, a belief to reset, and a vision to pull the body into order. I speak to that hidden leader right now. Come forth. Step out of tolerated smallness. Step out of rented identities. Step out of culture's speed limit. You are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may proclaim his excellencies. Without a microphone, 1 Peter 2:9, write this down. Royalty is not volume, it is valence. It changes the chemistry of any room it enters. The lion is not respected because of a roar. The lion is respected because of an attitude that never changes. Say it with me. I carry dominion. Again, I carry dominion. Now let me confront you with love. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. Stop tolerating what diminishes you. Sloppy posture that lies about your confidence. Frantic pace that sells your authority for pennies. Darting eyes that beg for approval. Weak boundaries that invite chaos. Disorder that apologizes for your calling. And words thrown like confetti to cover insecurity. Toleration is the graveyard of leaders. Say it with me. I will not bury my leadership in toleration. Again, I break agreement with what shrinks me. One more. The graveyard closes today. When David walked onto the field, Saul's armor looked impressive. David's history with God looked inevitable. He didn't shout at Goliath. He selected 5 stones with a steady hand. Your stillness is a sling. Your order is a stone. Your gaze is the aim. Your breath is the release. Write this down. You will not need to announce yourself. Fruit will introduce you. That's not poetry. That's policy in the kingdom. Jesus said, by their fruits you shall know them. Matthew 7:16. Not by their posters, not by their posts, not by their press releases. Fruit. John 15:8. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit. So shall you be my disciples. Fruit is proof of root. Fruit is the quiet argument no critic can win. So stop advertising. Start advancing. Stop begging. Start bearing. Let service make the announcement. Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Your gift is your press secretary. Your excellence is your publicist. Your solved problems are your billboard. Therefore, deploy your gift this week. Not next conference. This week. Write this down. Service is your microphone. Here is your assignment. Pick one problem in the environment of your calling and solve it without a memo requesting permission to be helpful. Do not ask for a title. Ask for a table to set fruit on. Prepare the report before it's requested. Build a template no one could find. Host the 2 0-minute training everyone needed. Show up 10 minutes early and put the room in order. After the meeting, send the 1-page clarity summary with next steps. Fix the broken process in your lane. Bake the bread and feed the hunger you were born to notice. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. If they fire you, your gift goes with you. And it will still make room. Lead in your lane and the whole moves. Neglect your lane and the whole stalls. Who's the leader? No one. And everyone. In an engine, the piston doesn't brag, it performs. The $4 wire doesn't boast, it connects. But let that wire snap, and the whole machine stops to honor its absence. Write this down. Importance is contextual. Leadership is functional. Stop fighting for rank. Fight for function. If the blind lead the blind, both fall into a ditch. So open your eyes. Set your face. Move in your function. Your presence has been trained to align posture, to govern pace, to spend gaze, to defend boundaries, to order artifacts, to harness breath. Now function. This week, let your diligence prophesy. Let your courtesy convict. Let your timeliness rebuke delay. Let your stewardship shame waste. Let your silence dignify truth. Say it with me out loud. Like a people who believe, the world needs me. Again, the world needs me. Say, I am an assignment. Say, I carry dominion. Say, my presence will speak before my mouth opens. Say, consistency is my crown. Say it again. Deployment turns revelation into reputation. Now lift your head, breathe, receive this commission. In the name of the King who stamped his image in your spirit, I commission you as ambassadors of order, carriers of holy breath, governors of pace, guardians of gaze, defenders of boundaries, stewards of excellence. Go into your office, your classroom, your studio, your kitchen, your boardroom, your shop floor, and let the invisible architecture we installed do the talking. Write this down. Fruit is faster than fame. Results run ahead of resumes. Rooms respect results. Do not announce yourself. Do not audition for applause. Perform your assignment before the Lord. If you must post, post the process of serving, not the selfie of arriving. If you must speak, let your words be few and full weighted by practiced breath, escorted by a steady face. Remember Romans 8:19, creation is groaning, waiting for the revealing of the sons of God. They are not waiting for your title. They are waiting for your credibility. And credibility is quiet at first, then undeniable. So go. Walk like the future has already shaken your hand. Work like Eden is your office policy. Guard your fences. Spend your eyes on horizons, not on hostilities. Calm your breath before you answer. Touch everything with order and leave before the gossip begins. And when they ask, who are you? Smile gently and keep working. In a few days, a few weeks, a few months, the room will answer for you. Your presence will preach. Your gift will make room. Your fruit will introduce you. And the King will be glorified because his image has found a body that finally believes. Amen?